recording many of my sessions now. So, I just want to know if you want yours recorded or not. And it's sometimes it's good because you can always go back on your reading, and self-evaluate it and gain things that you didn't gain in the reading because sometimes when you get readings for around a half an hour, even an hour, there's so much information that gets delivered, and it's like, damn, what did she say, or da da da. But if
Mhm.
it's recorded, then you can always, go back to it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm.
It's all good.
Mhm. Mhm. So how's everything going with you, Mr. Gemini?
Just trying to, just working on evolving. So, that's just the point where I'm at. Of course, yesterday was a full moon, and
Mm.
it was a full moon in Cancer, and my moon is in Cancer, so it's like, I've been feeling very rather emotional lately. So, you
Mhm.
know, um,
Mhm.
especially with the matters of, cancer. That's about family. You know what I mean? So, my goal is always, start my own family. So, things of that being coming to my thoughts and my spirit. So that's
And
on me, the ocean energy. So
mm.
yeah.
Mhm. And it's interesting because before calling you, I said to I reached out to your to your spirit guides, and I said, well, what is it that I can what is it that you have for him now? And they said, listen, you have to focus more so of the things that you do want instead of the things that you don't want. So you know
Mm-hmm.
how you would think and you would ponder, you're constantly thinking and thinking, and you're like, oh, when would this happen, when would this happen? It's not more so of like, I don't have a family, or I don't have this, I don't have that, I want. You have to manifest what it is that you want. You have to pay more attention to you not having the family and paying more attention to you having this family or you creating this family. Because it was
Right.
interesting, yeah, because it was interesting when you reached out because your spirit guides are telling me that you are growing in spirit, and that's the main thing when dealing with attracting what you want. You have to first deal with spirit, or you have to first elevate, or yeah, elevate your frequency, elevate your internal frequency, so you're actually on the path of receiving what it is that you want, only because you're doing a lot of self evaluation, as you said, right? Self evaluation, right? Wasn't it?
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm. And the colors that's coming up with you is white and soft pink. So I'm feeling like it's more so. I don't know if you're working with rose quartz, but rose quartz and you like that soft pink energy. Rather, you want to put pink flowers up around you, do some type of feng shui, so that your emotions. And it's interesting that you said your moon is in Cancer because yes, Cancer deals with emotions and family and love and nurturing and all that good stuff. So to help you balance out your emotion, the emotional side of you, and attracting that internal love that you want, you have to put some pink flowers is what they're recommending me to tell you. And give me a second. Your grandmother made the transition, right?
Yes. Yes.
She's telling me to tell you to be patient and love
Yeah.
yourself.
I've been very patient
Yeah,
just
and
about.
love yourself first. One thing's for
Yeah.
sure. Let me tell you something. There's no such thing as time. So for you, you like, I've been patient for a very long time. Listen, in the spirit realm and in the attraction realm, or even in the universe, as you know, is there any such thing as time?
No. No. Absolutely. No. Absolutely.
No such thing as time.
Right.
No such thing as time. Things happen when it's supposed to happen, and things happen
Right.
at the divine appointment. So moving forward to you is like, okay, what's happening with your internal vibration or your internal universe that you're not attracting what it is that you want? And I'm feeling like perhaps it just may be, yes, you're still growing, you still having this internal growth, or you have to do more, of manifesting what you want instead of saying what you don't have. Paying attention to what you don't have. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't. You get what I'm saying? I want to have this. You if you want to have this family,
I understand.
right?
I understand. That makes sense.
Right. If you want to have this,
sense.
if you want to have this family, focus on that. If you want to have family, children, focus on that. If you want to have this divine relationship, focus on that. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you want. So that's why I'm feeling like it has to be some type of internal battle that's going on within you that you're not attracting what it is that you really want. Because again, there's no such thing as time. Okay. So and then as your grandmother's coming through telling you to be patient and to love yourself, and again for her, she's on the other side, so she's in the spirit realm. So your 5 years or however years you've been alone, that doesn't even mean nothing to them or the spirit or the cosmos. That means nothing.
Right.
That means nothing at all. We're just having this a human experience, and for us, we have been trapped into the matrix of time. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because it's not like you can't get a woman. It's not like you can't get a woman. You can have somebody, but you're looking for that particular person that is divine within herself. Which, in order for her to be divine within herself, what has to be happening to you? You have to be divine within yourself as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that only deals with laws of attraction. What's inside of you, that's what you attract. The anger, when people are angry, they attract angry people. When people are needy, they attract needy people. When people, or even sometimes, for those that are needy, they will attract people that are too, clingy. They attract perhaps the opposite. So it happens. It happens in that way. But I just personally feel and personally know is that if your internal universe is within balance within yourself, then you will get the balance that you are creating or manifesting. Do you have any questions actually before?
No, we can just go along with it. Actually, what I really wanted was, just basically, just insight as we come into, and it's coming off the heels of you just saying, just, reaffirming that there is no such thing as time. But, as far as, just the energy going into, I guess the new year and what have you. Just looking towards, further insight as far as, my own personal growth. You know what I mean? Just as we were speaking about, the type of woman and being patient. Like, I've been, in January it'll be 4 years since I've been celibate for almost 4 years. So I've really been preparing myself on such a spiritual frequency. So just that divine mate has to be, I don't know, just the low vibrational females are not attractive to me to me anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like, I need someone who's up there. You know what I'm saying? So
because you
built. But no, I'm just going on with whatever you're picking up. Just flowing with it. So.
Because I feel that, and it's interesting that you said that, because like you said, there's a certain type of, and that's what I was kept telling you, like it's all on what's in your internal vibration that you're going to attract. You're only going to attract someone that is basically on your frequency. And another thing that came up is when you speak about celibacy, and one thing's for sure, when a lot of men ejaculate, what happens? They lose a lot of energy. And they lose a lot of energy, they're just off, they want to sleep, they're just dumbing themselves down. A lot of men are ejaculating, and they're not even procreating, they're just doing it to do it, and they don't even understand the science of sex. or sexual intimacy. So the fact that you haven't been with someone in 4 years, that means that your spiritual vibration, and that's the first thing that was coming up, is elevating. And that's the first thing when you want to attract who you want in your life. You have to work with self first. So again, you saying 4 years, but for the spirit realm, 4 years could probably be 4 months or 4 days. You see, you
Right.
for them, you just getting started. Think about it. Think about it in this way, where the monks, certain monks, they got to go away for a couple of years, shave head, away from anybody. Buddha. Look at all of these prophets, these high intellectual spiritual beings, people, and I'm telling you, you will, and again, I like I said to you before, I know that you will have this woman come into your life, but you're going to have multiple different women following you only because of the frequency that you're resonating on. You're resonating on that like godhood frequency. That's what you want, though. That's what you want. You want to resonate on this high God, but so now you have to sacrifice and you have to dedicate yourself to what it is that you want. And having no sex is a sacrifice. It's a big sacrifice, especially in this world that we live in. Sex is everywhere.
Right.
Sex is everywhere. You can get sex anywhere, everywhere, anywhere, everywhere, anywhere, everywhere. You can get it. But because you're so disciplined, you chose to stay true to yourself because you are mastering yourself and you are learning lessons of self. So there you go. And did you not say that at the beginning? You was like, oh, well, this year is, for more so of self evaluation and self, so this is all part of it. This is all part of it. At one time, I wasn't sexual intercourse with men for 2 or 3 years, and I didn't find nothing wrong with it, and I didn't really care because I'm very, very cautious, or I'm very, very stingy with myself. Like I'm very, very stingy. Like it's very, very hard.
You have to be. You really have to be.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You can't just share this sexual intimacy with any and everybody, and that's how people get caught up, and that's how babies get born out of lust and out of hatred or out of whatever these people create. That's how this happens because you're having sexual.
And that's karma related. You know what I mean? Because as you're speaking about it, you can come into the world through the lust portal or the love portal. You know what I mean? And coming through the lust portal makes it, rather difficult, not impossible, but it just makes it difficult. And you see a lot of that with the, abandonment issues, sexual violations, whatever it may be,
And then what happens? Broken homes, no mother, no father, no parent, both parents are not in a household, things of that nature. So there's a lot of trauma, or rather, how can I say it, neglect that goes on when two people come together in lust and create children. And I'm saying this to only say this, that you are actually protecting yourself from being in that situation. And I know sometimes like, oh, I've been, celibate for this land, this, okay, but that really means nothing. That means that you're getting closer to yourself. That means that on a spiritual level, because let me tell you something. I find that a lot of men that, is constantly having sex, they're resonating on the root chakra. They're resonating on the lower chakra level. They're resonating on an animalistic level instead of resonating on that godhood, such as yourself. They're resonating on the animalistic, frequency. And what happens? They always want to have sex, and they're always having sex, and they're not even making love. They're like literally like fucking, like literally
just
like
just doing a physical act.
Yeah. They're not, practicing I guess, the sacredness of sexual intercourse. They're not doing that. Why? Because they are resonating on an animalistic level. And this is not what we want. We are gods and we are goddesses, or we are the ultimate supreme being, whatever, whoever, however you want to call it. So we need to act accordingly. And I feel like for you, you are actually going through your rites of passage. You're going through your rites of passage. You got to understand. In certain Tibetan cultures, you at 12 years old, you have to go through a rites of passage at 20 years old, at 18 years old, at 50. You think those guys over there, those monks and those Buddhists, you think they're having sex?
Right.
You think
Right.
you really think that they having sex? And when they do create children, they create geniuses.
Yeah, the
Discipline,
light children. Children of the
yeah,
light.
yeah, disciplined children. Disciplined children. So I'm feeling like with you, this is the internal vibration that you have to be getting into, coming into 2016, as you call it. And it's interesting because 2016 adds up to the number 9. So anything that you have been working on for, I guess, the this year or the year before, this is the time now to come into completion with it. Only because,
Right. Right.
only because there will be a new beginning.
Mm.
So for you, that internal vibrational elevation of frequency, you got to come to that completion. You have to master it. You have to patch it up. You have to seal it. And again, not having sexual intercourse is one. That's a very that's you're very disciplined. That
Mhm.
is something that a lot of men lack. And another thing is, it's not to say that having sexual intercourse is bad, but as gods and goddesses, or the supreme being of this planet or whatnot, many men are not even experiencing seminal retention. They're not even practicing seminal retention. Well,
Right.
okay, if you are having sexual intercourse with someone that you're uncertain of, at least practice that sacredness of rejuvenating your pineal gland, only so that you can, get into that godhood or still maintain that level of spirituality, because sex is a powerful thing.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, people get addicted to that stuff.
Mhm.
you know so you people, many of us is not, and when you don't ejaculate, for quite a long time, that too, that helps you get stronger. That definitely helps you get stronger. They're showing me fogginess. Are you forgetting a lot, or can't remember certain things, or worry,
Mm.
or anxiety?
No, my memory is good. No, I don't. I don't know. It could be an anxiousness, anxiety, maybe.
Oh,
You know.
yeah, probably that. Yeah, because they're rubbing there. When I said the semen part going into your pineal gland, and they showed me your forehead, and they was rubbing it. So I don't know if it's, again, lots of thinking. Could be lots of thinking, or even,
Yes. That's all the time. All the
oh,
time.
okay, well,
Yeah.
something of that nature. Or, it can also, because it's always two sides to a story. So it could be lots of thinking, but then on the other side of that, it could be an awakening thing, where, the
Mhm.
pineal gland is opening up, only because you haven't been ejaculating, or, as they say, busting off. Now,
Mhm.
there's one thing, as as above, so below. So, if you're not using the below part, which is the lower frequency of you, then you have to be using, or elevating, or increasing the higher part of you, which is the pineal gland, the higher centers, the godhood that you're entering. So I feel like for you right now, where you at, the energy that I'm getting and what your spirit guides are saying is like priesthood, is like royalty, is like, you're coming into like that god that you want to be. Like the Osiris, all those different ancient deities that we respect or whatnot, or worship, whoever, however you want it. But you are actually going into that, and again, that's a beautiful thing. That is the first step. That is the first step to attracting what it is that you want in your life. Self evaluation, self growth,
Right.
self first. Michael Jackson told you, starts with the man in the mirror.
Man, yeah, absolutely.
He told you, starts with the man in the mirror. And yeah, and it's a journey. Life is an everlasting journey. Spirituality is not easy. Mastering self is not easy. And technically, you have 9 levels to master. You know, so that can take a lifetime. That can take your whole life. But if you are more aware than others, as you are, then you bring some years down. But technically, if we dealing with the 9 different chakras in the body, the major center points in your body, how long do you think that's going to take?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a journey. It's definitely a journey. A journey is, it's not the destination. It's the journey. It's a journey because the journey proves its lessons. You know what I mean? And you find your work through the journey.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but even in that, just even speaking on many of these things, it kind of came to me as an epiphany as we were just talking that, my major focus is like my next step. I think is the health part. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like changing the physical lifestyle, the eating habits.
Mm-hmm.
Getting back into transforming of the self through the to be fully balanced. Because I may have the spiritual part, but I have to include the physical part as well to fully transform. Because I realize that even astrologically, if I look at my natal chart, my most active house is my 8th house, which is the house of transformation. So through that is that's where I will ascend and I can manifest in anything I want. But I have to be balanced with health. Virgo energy, all in my 8th house. Mars and Virgo. That's why I have the discipline to go without sex. You know what I mean? Because it's more so I would rather commitment than just having insalubrious sex with anyone. You know what I mean? Commitment comes first. So but just as you're speaking of that, it was like a reminder that the next stage and the focus is definitely the health part.
Yeah, that's interesting that you said that too, because the 8th house deals with partnership. The eighth house is Scorpio. So Scorpio governs the genital areas. So this is another reason why you are not just so willing to have sexual intercourse with a woman or whatnot. And that goes to show, and that just confirms what I was telling you from before. What side of this? What side are you on? Are you on the side that you're constantly having sex, or are you on the side that you're mastering and you're being dedicated to yourself, where you're not having sex? You see, the 8th house deals the 8th, and that's what I said to you before. I said, listen, you are on this level where you're not like every other people or all these other guys where they're constantly just having sex. Those kind of people are resonating on the lower frequency. One of the lower frequencies is the sacral chakra, which deals with the genital areas. So that gives you more of an understanding why you like, or rather give you more of a confirmation that you're getting more into your godhood, because you already mastered in some aspects the 8th house, which deals with sexual intercourse. Okay, and then too, we dealing with partnership. So it would make sense for you to want to be or have a partner. It will make sense. But you, like you said, you have to master the other aspects of your life in order for you to transition into this beautiful family that you are going to create.
Right. Right.
Partnership, checks and balances, other people's money, other people's, yeah. So we dealing with check,
Absolutely.
yeah. So it totally makes sense. And if you're saying that you have Virgo inside of that too, we dealing with health, as you said.
I have three planets in Virgo in the eighth house, and the other is Saturn and Jupiter. So that's another thing as far as me, withstaying from the sexual intercourse part. And
Ooh.
but even at that, Leo's on the cusp of my eighth house. So that means, tapping into the Virgo energy, tapping into the discipline, harvesting, healing, those things, dealing with the spiritual aspects, manifesting it would enable me to manifest and my truest desires. You know what I mean? Whether it be, love, family, to be, ascended spiritually. You know what I mean? All of that is right there, and like that's why I was saying that that's kind of like the message. Sometimes we may look at those symbols and the directions that are basically in our natal information. They're clues. So that's for me. Like Virgo, tap into the health part, go inside self, evaluate, and find balance. And so all of that is just it's like a reminder. It's like just that's how I can manifest is by focusing on those parts. And I have the energy, I have the ability to do so.
You absolutely do, as we all have. But again, it takes certain type of people such as yourself to master these different aspects of your life. It's not easy, as I said. We have 9 different levels, and it's good that you said, "Oh well, I'm mastering this part, I'm mastering that part, but I do know that I have to master the health part." And the health part plays a very big part of physical being or physical health, because let me tell you something, if you're eating foods that are sluggish, it's all it's going to do is clog you up. And if it clogs up the large intestines or even the small intestine, guess what? It's going to also clog up the brain, because again, as above so below. If the digestive system is clogged up, the mental is foggy, because guess what? You can't even think right. Some people can't even think right when they're constipated. When they're constipated.
You know what? When you spoke of that before, that's what was correlating to when you said the spirit guides were saying fogginess from the eating habits rather than putting in my body.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Right. There you go. So everything correlates to another, but again, you are on this journey, and there's going to be times where you slip. There's going to be times when you fall, but you got to get back up. And you got to continue on, because you're very, very strong-minded. Again, you're a Gemini. So we're dealing with what? We're dealing with the physical and the spiritual. So it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a constant battle between the physical side and the spiritual side for you. But the only battle is within yourself. And that's why I said to you, listen, stop focusing on what you don't have and focus on what you do have and what you want. Because that don't have stuff is gonna mess up with your aura. That's not what you want to manifest. That's not what you want. So don't think about it. Don't give it no energy. You have to master these 2 aspects of yourself, as they call it, yin and yang, and light and day, and fire and water, and whatever. But this is something, as I guess divine people, or I guess spiritual people or astrological people, that these is just part of God, the God in us, the holy creator in us. But it's not easy to be us. It's not. It's not easy. It's not easy to. You think Mother Teresa was having sex? You think these holistic people and people that do all of this spiritual work, you think I'm having sexual intercourse with a lot of men? Hell no. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Not at all. I can't. I can't afford it. I can't. No, I'm
Absolutely.
telling you, I can't afford it.
Yes.
Mm-mm. I'm not even married. Get out of here.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. No. No, no, no.
Yeah,
But you know what?
I think that's the biggest focus. You know, desiring this family is desiring a family in the natural way. And what I mean is that, no baby mothers, no
Yeah.
baby fathers. I don't even subscribe to that thinking. I want to build a nuclear family. And I want to prove to an empress that I'm committed and loyal.
Yes.
So, as you said, a lot of men out there are operating off of that lower frequency and that lower
Mm-hmm.
chakra.
Mm-hmm.
And all it's doing is creating a habitual reality. It's pathological.
Mm-hmm.
So next generations, I see it in my own family. Cousins who didn't really take care of their children, they having babies by different women, and they're not really taking care of their children, and it becomes a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
But on an energy level, that's where it has to be repaired. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that I know on my frequency that just like even dealing with black women, I would never move away from my desire to be with a sister,
Mm-hmm.
simply because I realize that sisters need healing as well.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I turn my back where I can help to contribute to the process?
Mm-hmm.
To help raise that family up, instead of saying, you know what, no black woman can match me. I'm going to go outside of my race. If people do that, they do that. But for me, I feel like I have the responsibility and the obligation to stick with my queens, and move forward from there.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing. That's just such a beautiful thing, and I commend you, and I applaud you. I absolutely love brothers that not even speak this way, because that I speaking this way, that's nothing. But your vibration, your energy, you who you are, your energy itself, and where you at. Only because I'm doing this reading and I'm picking up on your energy. I love brothers like this.
Oh, that's peace, beloved. Good thing.
I absolutely love it. I love guys that are disciplined. I love guys that are into their godhood. Like, listen, I'm a god. I'm a king. And I'm gonna show you I'm a king, because this is who I am, and this is what I've been doing, and this is what I want. You see what I'm saying? You see, a lot of us
Right.
don't know what we want. And again, the only reason why we don't know what we want is because, look, we haven't worked on ourselves. A lot of people don't even do no self evaluation. A lot of us don't even meditate. A lot of us don't even ask ourselves, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? What have I came here to do? How can I help contribute to my peoples? Because again, the state of black folks is, we I feel like we're growing in one aspect, and then we're falling in another aspect, but that's balance. To the extent that there's good being done, it has to also be bad. It can't be good all around. First of all, this planet perhaps wasn't even created on good. This planet probably was created on jealousy and war. You see,
Right.
also known as the Big Bang. What is the Big Bang? An explosion? An explosion of what? You see what I'm saying? But then
Right.
someone can say, well, it's an explosion of life, because when you ejaculate, you explode. The Big Bang. So
Right.
again, you can look at this on two different levels, two different sides of things. But again, going back to say that there is a growth, a conscious growth within black people, and then there's also a conscious degenerations, only because a lot of us are still tapped into watching those reality TV. Lord knows ain't no good for us, but we still watch it.
Yeah.
Black folks still watch it. Even some conscious sisters will still watch it. Why are you watching something like that? What did, how does this interest you? You see, how does this kind of stuff interest you? So I'm saying this to say that, yeah, you being one man that is contributing to the elevation, or rather the revolution. Some people say the revolution is coming. No, no, no. The revolution is happening right now.
It's
To do
been happening.
it been happening, to do again, to revolve every time. It could, as they say, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing there's nothing new under the sun, and that's why for you, beloved, you have the DNA coding. You have the information to continue on with this journey, because this is not the first time you've been living. This is not your first time. This is not your first time. You might have failed the last time, but this is not your first time, and we don't even know if you was living here on planet Earth. And as I feel, you probably wasn't living here on planet Earth. You perhaps was someone very royal and that has dedication and consistency and knew what they wanted. Give me a second. Let me see. Yeah, so the color pink again is coming up. White for purity and cleansing. Um, you can take yourself a sea salt bath, and what you want to do is you want to dab salt in the corner of your house to remove any what is it, obstacles or build up of any emotions or tension that you might have been going through, helping you to release. So they're showing me salt. So dab some salt in the corner of your house. Also, you want to take a sea salt bath, is what they're saying. Only a pinch though. They say only a pinch. And I feel like it's more so of a central nervous system thing going on with you. And again, it may be the constant thinking, or the anxiety or something of that nature, or like you say you're patient, but but then again you're not patient. You're patient, but you want it now. So
Right.
you gotta calm, I guess, soothe the nerves, calm the nerves, and again, beloved, whatever's in your internal universe is what you're going to attract. And as you said before, you want to get into like the healthy eating. Of course you want to get into the healthy eating. Why? Because okay, you've been abstinent from sexual intercourse, but now you want to feed the semen. You want to feed the cells. So what are you feeding your cells? Because you can have sexual intercourse with a woman and ejaculate in her, and you ejaculate a lot of backed up stress or backed up tension.
Good point.
You see, you can even do that. I haven't been abstinent. I've been abstinent for X amount of years, but what's being held in this DNA, in the DNA memories of your cells, of your sperm cells? What? And this is not the for you to answer, but for you to think about what is being held. What if you was to ejaculate right now? What will come out? What is it that will come out? Really? You get what I'm saying? So we dealing with now nourishing this your sperm and your cells. Feeding it life, giving it green juice. And that too will help with your overall quality of life. Definitely being stronger at things. Being more in shape. You know, do you snore when you sleep? Or used to?
Maybe slightly. I'm not sure. I was hurt in the past. Maybe and maybe I slightly snore, but it's not like nothing loud or anything like that.
Yeah, because I'm seeing the snoring because they're showing me different health problems, or rather health things that you can work on. And they're saying, listen, he snores at times too. And I guess this snoring deals with a lot of it may be a lot of stress, or it may be heavy foods. So either or.
Heavy foods, yes.
Yeah.
Heavy foods.
Then heavy foods. So you gotta. So then again, you have to change what you're eating and just program your mind to eat light.
But
Yep.
but you know what? And this, I think this is the overall thing because once again I appreciate all the information that
Mhm.
you're sharing,
Mhm.
and it just opened up something else.
Mhm.
You know, as far as the eating, a lot of my habits come from just as you were saying, the feeling of lack, what I
Mm.
don't have.
Mm.
So me having that Cancer energy around me, within my energy as well, there's a tendency to eat emotionally,
Yeah.
almost to eat and as a eat to fill a void of not being in a relationship. To I've done that over the past few years. After being on the kick of juicing and detoxing, I've kind of fell away from that, and the emotional eating, has played a part. Which even as Dr. Savy says, there's only one disease, and that's mucus. So
Mhm.
there's a buildup of mucus based on eating dairy,
Mm.
eating starches, stuff of that nature.
Mhm.
Which is only gonna back me up. Me being strong with Virgo energy anyway, I have to be mindful of my stomach. So a lot of the issues that I'm pretty sure is coming from my digestive system. Out of anything else.
And
It's because of what I'm putting in my body that things up. But again, that came from which as you reminded me is you can't have a position of which you don't have. You have a position of which you do desire. And I
mhm.
think that's what the emotional eating came from, the feeling of lack.
Mhm. Mhm. And it's interesting that you said that because yes, the cause of all disease is mucus, and you may even have a buildup of mucus in the brain, because
Right.
again that fogginess is coming up. But two, take this. We speaking about that Virgo energy, but guess what? Opposite Virgo is Pisces. You see,
Right.
and Pisces, we have a very addictive personality. So you might be even harboring that Piscean energy where I gotta have this, or I gotta we don't we escapism is what I'm looking for, the word escapism.
Yeah.
You're trying to
Yeah.
escape from the reality, and by substituting what you have in front of you instead of facing what it is that you are facing. No, you want to escape from that because it's too much. You want to find comfort. But at the end of the day, guess what? You're gonna have to face it regardless if you want to master it and if you want to grow. So that's a Piscean thing with you. Because Virgos are really not they don't really have an addictive personality. They can they can only because they are our opposite sign. But just by you speaking to me, the different traits that you are saying, and Pisceans always desire to be in a relationship. Always. Always desire. I desire to be in a relationship. Always. Always. If you was to ask, but then too, Pisceans are a type where, yeah, we want to be in a relationship, but we also want our space. We also
And you
like to
can
be
get out of a relationship if you need to.
right.
Yeah.
You see. So again, all of this, I feel, the different things that I'm putting into light, into perspective for you, holistically in a sense, I feel like this is just all parts of things that you have to work on within yourself so that you can get closer to who you want to be. And once you have mastered, because again, you don't want to attract a female, a sister that is addiction. She's addicted to sugar, or she's addicted to starch. That's not healthy eating.
Right.
She has these addictions to these different foods, and she want to eat this way while you're trying to eat that way, because it happens like that all the time, where even when you get in a relationship with a sister, and you change your mind of what you want to eat, but this person is still eating a certain type of way, and it's like, damn, I gotta move, I gotta get out of this relationship, or I have to struggle with this girl or this man that don't want to grow. that don't want to grow, that don't want to get away from the toxic food. So while you're alone now, this is something that you have to get into now, while you're alone now, because you don't want to get with somebody.
To manifest someone who was on that or already on that health frequency anyway.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. You say, that's why I say, you say 4 years. 4 years ain't, it's a minute. I ain't gonna say it's not a long time. It's a minute, but it's again, it's all part. It's that's your journey. That's how long it takes for you. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. You want somebody, you want somebody that's okay with healthy eating. That when you do have children, she's eating healthy and drinking that sea moss and eating fruits in the morning and salads and green food and don't have a problem with eating quinoa. Like people turn their head on quinoa. Like quinoa, that's so. Oh, what is this? You don't want that. You want someone that is going to eat the same way you're going to eat. Why? Because you are preparing your, I guess, your internal environment for to procreate or create a god. So the woman that is carrying your seed, as they call it, right? You're planting your seed. You want that to be fertile. You don't want this woman to you don't want this woman to, have emotional problems and issues and or type. No, no, mm-mm, mm-mm. But it's coming though. It's coming. Believe me when I say it's coming. I feel it all around you, but the main thing is working on self first, as I am too. As I am too. As I am too. Working on myself to manifest. And again, I may not think about it more than others, only because I work with so many people on the spiritual level and I'm very, very occupied with other things. I may not think about it as much, but that is something along my path, along my journey, that I do want. I too desire to be married and have children, and that's what I want. But again, and that also goes with self reflection.